To say goodbye.
This is what you get for grifting. You grifted your way into a federal indictment. Well, that sucks to be you. Oh. Oh. I am tickled to death.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's perfect.
Are we gonna troll tonight? Oh, hey, Lauren, you might as well go down to the FBI office in Nashville and you might as well talk to him. And then when you're done, you might as well go rent a realtor. Well, sorry, not rent. You might as well go hire a realtor and sell that home and start figuring out the 2-bedroom apartment you're gonna live in. Because they finna drain you. You might have to go look for a 2-bedroom apartment in Canada. You may have to start getting a what they call it. You might have to get a form of naturalization for you and the baby. You ain't gonna be able to live in Green Hills no more. It's I can't believe this. So if y'all haven't figured it out by now, YouTube did something today. They got rid of Lauren Chen. They got rid of her channel and Tenet Media's channel. Now, if you were here last night and this morning, you got the full story. She was allegedly tied to them Russians and then decided to pay off some right-wing YouTubers a whole bunch of money, and come to find out that the people she got the money from were based in Russia, and they were looking to sow dissent during this election cycle. And this just comes off the heels of Kathy Hochul's former aide, who is Asian, by the way, getting her house raided. Her nice $3.4 million home in Manhasset, which is a uppity part of Long Island. Yeah, it ain't looking too good for AAPI. But Lauren, we got something special for you. That Boys to Men, we saved that for black people. This is a black song, by the way, but I think this is better. I'm in the trolling mood tonight. We go troll. But before we commence the trolling, let's see who's in the building. Kira Clark, good Good morning. It's almost morning, but good evening. Wallow J, good evening. I know it's late, but we're going to get this one in. Pause. Mike 4282, hello. SD Johnson, hello. Brooklyn Queen, hello. Yes, I told you I was going to play this Boys to Bed, boy. Soul Vanguard, hello. It's been a while, but hello. Tyquin Campbell, hello. Eddie Foster, hello. Celestial Armor, hello. You haven't heard that song? That is Corrupt and Natina Reed. Rest in peace. It's over. Missions Vision, hello. And look at Brooklyn Queen starting us off with the $2 super chat. He said, you're about to lose your job for all the ones to follow. That's a blessing. And you go get this here.
Recognize a real hit when you
Ooh. Oh, I also forgot. Trump yesterday admitted that he lost the election in 2020. Boy, we gonna have fun when we do that town hall. We gonna have fun. I'm gonna push the Candace Owens piece back to probably Saturday morning. We might have to cover that Trump tomorrow. I can't wait. Oh man. Charles Gibson, hello. Karen Dorsey, hello. All right, let's get into the show.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose, such as criticism, commenting, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
I want y'all to see this, family. Now, I saw this a couple about 15 minutes ago. It says breaking: YouTube has terminated the accounts of Lauren Chen and Tenet Media. Via the Washington Post, YouTube takes down right-wing channels linked to DOJ Russian indictments. Okay. YouTube terminated Tenet Media and other channels run by Lauren Chen, a conservative influencer linked to allegations that Russia paid for right-wing content in the U.S. Okay. And of course, in this comment thread, it was a whole Clavin. But okay. Let me explain something to the Clavin. Clavin, come here. They've done this before. I told y'all about this yesterday when Prophet of Doom, aka Frank James, did that mass shooting in New York 2 years ago. They took down an entire website. This is not out of the ordinary. Look, how many times have we heard YouTubers who had channels or Twitch or Facebook, they do something egregious, they take their page down. This is not out of the ordinary, but they're in here talking about free Lauren Chen. She wasn't convicted of anything, and they're going off and doing this. Yeah. 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 This is what they do. You knew this. But okay. Y'all want to play victim through Lauren Chen. This is the hill you're gonna die on. I like it. I like it. I'd rather not say, you bastards. I'm not paying for your shit. Get off my screen. I'm not paying for this. Will you go? Oh my God. Now you're gonna play. Okay, let me see. Let's Let's see. Who has it? Damn, you're the only ones that have it? That sucks. Let me see. Maybe somebody else. Damn, I can't spell this late. Okay. Okay, let's see. Maybe the Gazette will let me go through. Okay, they let me go through. Alphabet's YouTube says on Thursday it was terminating the Tenet Media channel and 4 channels operated by Tenet owner Lauren Chen following an indictment from the U.S. Department of Justice. And one of those was hers. The Justice Department on Wednesday filed. Ooh, there you go. Hey, right wingers, because I know y'all love to say y'all do research. There you go. She got charges now. Remember how they, again, I told y'all in that thread, they said she wasn't charged. Now there you go. She got charged. That's why they took it down. The Justice Department on Wednesday, which was yesterday, filed money laundering charges against 2 employees of Russian state media network RT for what officials said was a scheme to hire an American company to produce online content to influence the 2024 presidential election. Justice Department officials said the 2 employees used shell companies of fake personas to pay $10 million to an unnamed Tennessee company to produce online videos aimed at amplifying political divisions in the United States. Though the company is not named in the indictment, details provided in court filings match up with Tenet Media, a Nashville-based company that has posted nearly 2,000 videos to YouTube in less than a year. Tenet did not respond to a request for comment on the termination. So that's why they took it down, because you have, yeah. Efeezy, hello. I don't know what this comment means, but whatever. Patrick Tyler, hello. Brother Torian, hello. Guy from HR, hello. Don P, hello. Yeah, Kara, yeah. Remember, I don't know if you were here last night, but we read the indictment. Yeah, Tim Pool and Benny Johnson, especially Benny Johnson, he wanted $5 million annually. And we went over the numbers. How you going to ask for $5 million when they put up your videos on that channel and you were barely getting 3,000 views? At least Tim Pool could justify asking for $100,000 per upload. He was getting like 5-6 digit views. Well, yeah, Efeezy. Well, yeah, everything was woke. Everything was anti-black. We don't know shit. Okay. All right. Yeah, where you at now? You better be on apartments.com. That's where you need to be. There you go. And then make it even funnier, family. We're gonna go back to this, right? Now, like I said, it's a whole Clavin in here. Look, that's messed up. What did she do that was illegal? This got to be a bot. Best way for Russia to shut down conservatives is blatant funding. Oh my God. Oh my God. Again, these people didn't read the indictment. If they did, they would not be talking like this. Look, forever victims. They took mine down. Ooh. They found another workaround. Trust and believe the DNC and Kamala Harris ain't checking for Lauren Chen. They ain't checking for goddamn Tim Pool. Oh my God. And then you want to see something really funny, family? All right, look here. Tim Pool puts up this post today. I have been contacted by the FBI as a potential victim of a crime. The FBI believes I have information relevant to an ongoing criminal investigation and have requested a voluntary interview. I will be offering my assistance in this matter. Sir, the relevant information is called you took money from this company. That's the relevant information. You fool. Well, that must have been on the YouTube channel. The last one we saw was she put up a video of an HBCU during rush week and a white school and a white sorority and said, which one would you rather join? And she got cooked by everybody. Even conservatives cooked her. And plus, we don't pay attention to her channel anyway. So it is what it is. If she put that up there, it is what it is. The only thing that needs to be woke in her house is her waking up early in the morning to go find a new place to live, because they won't be able to stay in Green Hills for too much longer. And if you know anything about Green Hills in Nashville, you got to have a significant income to even live there. Those houses were on average $3.4 million. Yes. Yes, CRU Realty. He is a former Democrat. Yes. And he grifted to the right because he found out they were stupid, but their wallets were always open. And he admitted it. Well, ARW, if you don't know who Lauren is, her name is in the title. You can just go Google it and read the thing. I'm not going to go back on that. I did 2 other lives. You can go in there and watch it and then come back. There you go. Don't mess with MAGA. Okay. The government doesn't mess with MAGA, but you got it. You got it. You got it. The government done took 1,600 MAGA people and sent them to jail. I think they're good. But okay. Don't mess with MAGA. All right. MAGA's a bunch of pussies. I said it. They're a bunch of pussies. They ain't here under every Lauren Chen thread. They in there talking about some free her. Okay. She didn't do nothing wrong. What about all that Chinese money? Forever victims. Look, here we go. The only reason the right is getting off so hard about this Lauren Chen stuff is because she loudly opposed Israel. Now they can be like, she only shows oppose Israel. So I feel like it's important to loudly say F Israel. Yeah, keep talking. Hey, Tim, this is one of your employees. You got it. Keep talking. Trust and believe. They took a screenshot of this. They're gonna blow it up. When they open the file, when you sit down and you take your hat off, yeah, they're gonna ask you this. This is what you have your employees saying. Is there something you want to tell us? Ooh, what is this? Here's Lauren Chen saying Tim Pool is a Russian agent while she was paying him via the Russians. This woman has chutzpah, as our Hebrew friends say.
And it seemed like the consensus among a lot of people who were criticizing Tim was that, yeah, he clearly just does not care about Ukrainian civilians being killed by Russia, or he's a Russian asset.
Where's your wedding ring?
You name it, which is so frustrating because as someone who actually listens to Tim Pool's stuff, I know that he is hardline anti-war. Again, you don't have to think that he is right here, but to misinterpret his take as him thinking that civilian deaths and casualties are not a big deal, that is the exact opposite of what he thinks is the problem. And he did go on to clarify this, even though I don't think he should have needed to, on his own feed. He wrote, "They want to manipulate."
I don't care. Who cares? Anyway, you're going to jail, madam. You're going to jail. You're getting RICO charges. Who said fuck Trump? I said fuck MAGA. You guys are pussies. That's what I said. Now you say nothing about no fuck Trump. You need to open your ears. But okay. Anyway, we continue. Oh God, this is hilarious. It just gets worse. Look, AIPAC is a lobbying organization that represents a foreign nation and funds or targets members of Congress based on their loyalty to said foreign nation. If you support that, just say it. Okay, you took Russian money, whatever. Look, Will Chamberlain, another one of them. Real talk. Lauren Chen was normal. You thought she was normal. Okay. And then started taking Russian money in 2021. And then she started complaining about AIPAC and dual loyalty and Jewish donors. Let me help you out. Y'all platformed her and allowed her to talk. And you didn't vet her because she sounded like you. That's your fault. You're going to have to rectify that. Look, now they turning on now they turning on Charlie Kirk. Let's get it. Lauren Chen is just the latest on a growing list of right-wing anti-Israel influences revealed not to be America first after all. Look, Isabella Mooney, Lauren Chen is more America first than most of these F words. Okay, ma'am, you shouldn't be talking, but okay. But all right. They're over there crying that they put Trump's picture with the AP report. Who cares? This is y'all's fault. If you'd have pushed policy, you wouldn't have had this problem. They would have blew this over. But nah, you didn't care. The YouTube channels of Lauren Chen and Tenet Media have just been deactivated one day after the DOJ indictment against their alleged Russian handlers was unsealed. Chen had over 571,000 subscribers and years of video content. Well, it sucks. Sucks to be her. That YouTube money ain't no more. Who cares? I don't care if he is. We don't care. Thank you so much. Anyway. And if you write one more Trump thing in there, you can go back to being Wolverine and listening to, that song that he comes out to at his rallies and, opining over his picture that you probably have next to your bed. I don't care. Thank you so much. No, SD Johnson, she finna go in front of them FBI and the DOJ and snitch on everybody. She's about to become Nino Chen. She gonna take everybody down. She'd be like, listen, I work for Turning Point USA. I know where Charlie Kirk keep the bodies. I know all that money. I know where he funnels it. I know Charlie Kirk got an offshore account. Well, Don P, I mean, they're not gonna. The subscribers know. The goddamn the people that she's been around and done shows with, yes. Candace Owens, I would, have fun. Anyway, Candace Owens, since that's your friend and all, and your neighborhood mate, I would put out a statement. I don't know what's going on with Lauren. I ain't do no collaborations with her on this piece. Y'all got it. Don't roll me into this bullshit. I'm riding high off that Shmuley interview. I'm sorry, that Shmuley debate. It's okay. See, Candace is smart. She hasn't said a word. This is smart. Very smart. She's actually smart for once. And then she goes and writes dumb shit like this. Oh my God. Oh. If you mess with Candace Owens, I promise you I'm gonna beat your butt. Oh my God. Okay. All right, dude. Calm down, dude. Calm down. And the Siamese coons let you say this. Oh, okay, so you're not threatening people. Okay. All right. Yeah, all the conservatives are crashing out right now. You gotta love it. Auntie Chen, that might be her name in this clink. Oh. Does she know how to braid hair? Oh, this is beautiful. Family, this is beautiful. I'm surprised Elon didn't take her page down yet. He might stealthily do it overnight. Let's see. Is there anything juicy on this page we can like screenshot? Trans face is the new black face. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Damn, somebody cooked you for going on a date and eating 32 oysters. Ooh. What do you mean per capita strikes again? Boy, that per capita be whooping their ass, boy. Listen, Weldon, and good evening. That's a legitimate question. Can she braid hair? She gonna have to figure this out. Listen, an Asian woman in there, and she's only in her, I think she's like 34. She's still young. Listen, her new nickname in this clink is gonna be Aquafina. She better learn how to braid hair. She gonna come out of the clink and she gonna be fat and she gonna have a southern accent. You know who she gonna look like? I ain't even gonna hold you. When she come out of the clink, she gonna look like that. She gonna look like that chick from Shaolin Soccer, the auntie, when she had all the rollers in her hair and the cigarette in her mouth. That's how she gonna come out of the clink looking like. No, she ain't gonna be doing no nails. Listen, this is a Canadian Asian woman. They don't do that. Oh no. She gonna be at the bars at night doing the moose calls. Lord have mercy. Oh, we gonna make wait. I can't be doing all these jokes. Hang on. That's wrong. We can't be doing these type of jokes. That they get mad at us. Yeah, right.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah.
They finna call her Jeannie Mai in the joint. Oh my God. Oh man. Let me tell you something. She gonna find the one bald-headed black guard that's a male in there, and they gonna recreate Jeannie Mai and Jeezy. Oh no. I'm just trying to figure. I'm just trying to figure out. Is it going to be her or is it going to be Liam that's going to snitch on the other one first? I smell a divorce coming. Oh my God, this is beautiful. I'm still taking bets that they're going to bring this up at the debate. I've heard of Lauren Chen, and she seemed like she was good, but I guess she's not good. So Donald Trump, what are you trying to say, sir? I'm trying to say that there's a lot going on in these politics. And there's a lot of moving parts that are not good. They're not good. This motherfucker said her ramen will be the best on C Block. Brooklyn Queen.
You all right, bro? Bro, you all right?
No, you didn't. Brooklyn Queen, you have become a Power Ranger. You are now a Power Ranger. Welcome to the core. My God. She gonna be let me tell you something. And she got money too. She gonna be smuggling in them rib tips, boy. Oh my God. Wait a minute. I'm pinning that comment. That comment is getting pinned. Wait a minute. Oh my God. Bruh. She got the plug on the seasoning packets. Bruh. She about to be the most popular person in the whole fucking prison. Yo. There was a joke I was about to say, but I know YouTube gonna get mad at me. I know YouTube finna get mad at me. I'm not gonna say it. Actually, I had two, but the other one was even worse. I ain't finna say it. If this was members only, I'd have said it. If we were only on Rumble Straight, I would have said it. But I'm not gonna say it here because then I'm gonna get hit. I'm gonna get hit for cyberbullying and hate speech. Let me be quiet. Maybe I'll write it in the Discord. If you're in my Discord, I'll write it in there. Oh wow. White progressive mothers must be stopped. That's what she said. Okay. Look, damn, they're killing her for saying, see, when you go after white people, see, they go in on you. Yeah. Let's get it. Oh, before we continue, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this. Rest in peace to the homie, rich homie Quan. 34 is way too young. Now, if there's something going on in your head and you're not feeling right, please go talk to somebody. We can't be having our brothers and sisters dying this young. Can't. So I just thought I'd throw that in there. Bruh. All right, I think I can say this joke without getting in trouble. Considering how I'm seeing these right-wingers riding for this chick, one of them is fixing to smuggle in a wok. Yeah, they said he died of a drug overdose. You know she's gonna be whipping. Listen, you know she's gonna be whipping that opium up in. Oh my God!
I'm not doing this.
I need one. My makeup.
Y'all remember in Harlem Nights when Leela Rashawn character was Lady Heroin? She finna become Lady Opium.
Be quiet! Shut up!
Let me stop. Let me stop. I might have to put this on members only when we're finished. I might have to. I can't have this outside. No, you can't. Nah, you can't cook it. You can't cook it with that with the seasoning. You can't do that. Nah, sir. Nah. Bruh, she finna show them how to take the ramen cup and turn it into a bowl.
Are your feelings hurt?
Her words down.
Oh.
Nah. See, with that, nah. See, here's the problem. When you make the General Tso's, you got to use cornstarch. They might screw around and think that's cutting agent. She ain't gonna be able to get a cornstarch in there. Let me tell you something. You know them what they call it? Them Cisco beans in the 10 can, bruh. She about to put them up on gate. She about to make a whole bunch of fat inmates.
Sinful. That's the devil.
Yo, that char siu Jack Mac, son. Oh my God. But in all seriousness, I feel for her because she kind of pretty. So man. Which one gonna get her first? Is it gonna be the butches that are white, or is it gonna be the black lesbians? Bruh. Cause the Hispanics they ain't gonna fuck with her. At least she going to club fed. The prisons over there kind of nice. If she was going to state prison, she'd be fucked. I heard in Fed prison they at least clean the building every year. Well, they make the inmates do it, but it's at least clean. Maybe they'll put her where Madoff is. They could trade Ponzi scheme stories. What a bastard. How did you There was another joke I was about to say. Fuck it, I'll say it. Madam, you had a $10 million scheme. I thought y'all was supposed to be good at math.
Then shut the fuck up in 2024.
You sound dumb.
This is definitely going to members only. All her channels are gone. Every single one. Here we go. Look, I'm biracial. Okay, who cares? Okay, you're biracial. Who cares? You can mostly tell when they are Asian or Wasian / Eurasian. This is nonsense. You can clearly tell the difference in, say, Yemeni Park, who is 100% Asian, and Lauren Chen, who is not. Dude's full of shit, and most everyone knows it. Okay, who cares? They're both racist. Feds move quick. No, I mean, again, William, you was here last night. This was a year. This whole thing took a year. They knew exactly where to go. They knew exactly where the plays were. They knew exactly how much money was involved and who was involved with it. It was just a matter of them when they were going to drop it. Let me tell you something about them. These motherfuckers here, the goddamn Department of Justice and the FBI, they don't come after you unless they got you dead to rights. They got you dead to rights. You might as well start thinking of a deal. But here's the thing. She didn't incriminate herself. That's the thing. She went on business as usual. She was just collecting the funds. This is Scarface when he went to go see Cytobomb in him. They let you play with the money. And they said, "What? Come here." I just want to see if they're going to make her do the perp walk. That's what I want to see. See, it's been almost a year. They've been watching y'all. So you started they said she launched a company in 2022. on or abouts. Let me see. Yeah, because this is when she left. She left, according to what they said, she left RT in like February or March of 2022. And that's when they started the scheme. Because they said they banned RT from like the West or something. So it says from March 2021 to February 2022, Founder One created videos, posted social media content, wrote articles pursuant to a written contract between Founder One's Canadian company. So this went past borders. I forgot to tell y'all this part last night. This went past borders. She's done. Bruh, I would not be surprised if Interpol tries to get in on this. My God, bruh. Tim Pool out here talking about he gonna cooperate. The FBI might let you skate. Interpol ain't gonna play. This content, all right, whatever. Look, RT invited Founder One to appear on RT television programming, created a dedicated page on RT's website identifying Founder One's contributor, featuring Founder One's articles, and provided an official letter on RT letterhead designated Founder One and Founder Two as essential workers during the scandemic. So they were getting paid during the scandemic. It's even worse. Nasty work. Then she got fired by the Blaze this afternoon. Glenn Beck said, nah, she got to go. She got to go. There you go. If y'all think I ain't, for those who think I was lying, there you go. Blaze said you got to go. They came out with like a two-line statement. Where is it? Here we go. Blaze Media CEO Tyler Cardin told Semaphore that Lauren Chen was an independent contractor for the Blaze and that her contract had been terminated. This is, you don't understand how much glee this gets. And you want to hear something else funny, family? Of course, those bastards over there at Black Conservative Inc. didn't say a damn word. Why y'all don't want to do these stories? Oh, because it don't involve Black people, right? Yeah, we looked. Trust me, we looked. They didn't even touch it. But you know who did touch it? And we're going to listen to them give their take on it? Besides me.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in
Rob's big homies, Breaking Points, Crystal and Sagar. They touched on it. Let's hear what they said.
To that broader effort as well. Trump did a Fox News town hall last night with Sean Hannity. A lot of hard-hitting questions there, but there were some interesting moments that we want to take you through.
It was despite Hannity that we got some.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and also it was billed as a town hall, but then nobody actually asked any questions outside of Sean Hannity. It's like,
what's going on with that?
Whatever. So we'll show you the highlights, lowlights, whatever lights from that. We also have some new polls to break down for you, in particular, a slew of new battleground polls from CNN that are quite interesting. And if they came to fruition, would have the electoral college map so incredibly close. So this election continues to, be just as tight as it possibly could be. We're also going to break down fact from fiction on this wild Aurora gang apartment building story that has gone viral that Elon Musk has been promoting. I'll just leave it at that, and we'll take you through all the details once we get to that block.
Yes. So the boomers are up in arms about it.
Yes.
So, well, perhaps you can send it to your mom.
Yes, indeed. All right, so let's go ahead and get to this story. Just bear with me while I go through the details, because I think it will pay off for you in the end. So the DOJ put online an indictment of 2 Russian nationals who work for RT. Okay. What they are alleged to have done is to have funneled $10 million through a Tennessee-based content creation company called Tenet Media. Okay, we can put this story up on the screen. So your major players are these two Russian nationals. They're the ones who are indicted. This media startup called Tenet, who has a number of very highly recognizable and influential right-wing media creators on their payroll, including Dave Rubin, Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, Lauren Southern, and a couple others I was less familiar with, Matt Christensen.
Yes.
And somebody Hansen.
Yes.
It's like the same name as somebody from the Hansen band. I don't remember, but it's not the same guy.
Anyway,
I actually looked it up just to make sure.
The major
name was Taylor Hansen.
names of Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, and Dave Rubin. I think many
those are the major
ones.
ones. Yes. Okay. And again, none of these individuals are accused of wrongdoing.
Correct.
However, the details here are quite extraordinary. So Tenet Media hires these influencers for extraordinary sums of money to produce some content for them. I'm talking like $100,000 a video, under the pretext that the Tenet Media people, run by Lauren Chen and her husband, what's his name? Liam Donovan, under the pretext, which they apparently knew was a false pretext, that there was this elusive, wealthy businessman who was funding all of this. And again, we're talking like $100,000 a video plus, insane amounts of money for this, okay? So it turns out that this elusive businessman is totally made up. Turns out that these two RT, like Russian agents effectively, were influencing content. They were in the Discord telling these creators and the producers involved with these videos that were being, produced for this money, like, hey, let's focus in on this angle of maybe it was Ukraine that was behind the ISIS Moscow attack. Hey, why don't you guys post this Tucker Carlson grocery shopping video?
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you that in a minute, which is hilarious because one of the producers was actually like, this just seems like direct shilling. And
so for all of y'all that kept telling us that Tim Pool is the victim, Dave Rubin's a victim, Benny Johnson's a victim, Matt Christensen's a victim, Taylor Hanson's a victim, Lauren Southern was a victim. They all sat in Discord and were plotting. Doesn't sound like victims to me.
They're like, no, you should do it. And they're like, okay, fine, we'll do it. So directly shaping content and getting paid through this, shady enterprise that comes directly. This is what's in the indictment, okay? These are the allegations from the government. So let me read you a little bit of that article that we just had up. It says the indictment claims the personalities on Tenet were not aware of the backgrounds and intentions of the two Russians, and that the funding for the company came through a Canadian shell company from a front man named, and this is the fake guy, Edward Gregorian, who did not exist.
Again, like I said last night, and I asked last night, I'm going to ask it again. Somebody approaches you and says they're willing to give you $100,000 per upload for your content. How do you jump on it and do no research? Did we not learn anything from what happened with Pearly Things and what she was doing? Y'all did not. Y'all did content on that. You didn't ask questions. You don't scrutinize. A private guy wants to give you $100,000 to upload content. You don't ask for a meeting with the dude? Huh? See, there go Brooklyn Queen again, starting the bullshit. There she go. See what I'm talking about? Brooklyn Queen, why you like this, baby girl? Huh? It's too late. It's too late. It's way too late. You out here with this BS. You should have said that. But we forgive you. We forgive you, beloved. We forgive you. Let's let it continue.
Despite the fact that Google searches for Edward Gregorian did not return any results, two of the commentators, and it appears that those two commentators are, one of them is definitely Tim Pool, the other one's probably Benny Johnson, potentially Dave Rubin,
yes,
are the sort of focus of a lot of what's in this indictment. In any case, despite the fact,
like I told y'all yesterday, Rumble is on borrowed time right now.
that the Google searches didn't return any hits for this dude. The two commentators went through with the deal, the indictment alleges, after receiving a resume. Let's put A2 up on the screen that has a little bit more detail. Eventually, they did the deal. Benny Johnson, we think that could be Dave Rubin, but one of the two of them would unknowingly work for the Russians for $400,000 a month in exchange for 4 monthly videos. Guys, we work in this industry. That is an insane amount of money per video, plus a $100,000 signing bonus. Apparently, Tim Pool also got the $100,000 a video, but no signing bonus. This person.
Right. William, she's not involved in this. Luckily for her, because she'd have to move out of Green Hills too. But let's let this continue.
Opines weak negotiating skills. Let's put the next piece up on the screen. This is the Tucker grocery store situation I was telling you about. So on or about February 15th, they say one of these producers who was using a pseudonym, who was actually a Russian national, works for RT, and one of the individuals who's actually indicted, shared with Tenet Media a video of, they say, a well-known U.S. political commentator visiting a grocery store in Russia. We all know that's Tucker Carlson. The Russian national posted the video in the producer Discord channel. Later that day, a producer privately messaged one of the founders, Lauren Chen, on Discord and said, they want me to post this, referencing the video that the Russian national had posted. But it just feels like overt shilling. Lauren Chen replies that her husband thinks we should put it out there. The producer acquiesces, responding, all right, I'll put it out tomorrow. So one of the reasons this detail is important is because it shows the direct impact that these Russian nationals who were posing as not Russian nationals and who were...
They roped Tucker Carlson into this. Now all of a sudden they're saying Tucker Carlson's a whole anti-Semite. Con Inc. is falling. Conalon, not Babylon. Conalon is falling.
Involved in his producer Discord were exerting on the type of content that was being produced. Let's put the ISIS Ukraine piece up here as well. It's another instance where they were trying to influence the content that was being put out by these creators. The Russians wanted to blame the ISIS Moscow attack. This person opines on Ukraine. They got commentator 3 to do it. So that would either be Dave Rubin or Benny Johnson. We're not sure, because the reason we're able to deduce who these people were is because the indictment lists not their names, but the number of YouTube subscribers they have.
Yes.
And Dave Rubin and Benny Johnson have basically the same number of subscribers. That's why we're not sure which is which. And they both ended up putting out statements. We'll get to those in a moment, but Sagar, initial reactions to this extraordinary chain of alleged events, which, by the way, no one is really denying it.
No, none of them are denying it. Lauren Chen has not put out a statement, neither her husband.
Okay. That's a very good question that CRU asked. TYT tells everyone that they're getting paid from a foreign entity. So does Al Jazeera. They're upfront with that. That's why they're able to get away with it. Mick Peterson, you may be correct on that. Here's the problem. She took money. And if you go through her Twitter thread, and even the conservatives picked up on this, she was sitting there actively going against Trump and influencing the election, allegedly. You can have a hate on Trump all you want. You could disagree with what he says. You can disagree with a certain movement's stances. But if you're taking money and then telling content creators to do it this way, yeah, that's a problem. I don't even think they would have cared if they would have went through the Pharaoh movement and got labeled foreign assets. I don't even think the government would care. But it's the fact that they took money and put it through shell companies. You know, you don't play like that. The government can do that all day, every day. You as a private citizen, you can't do that shit. And make it worse now, you made the government look stupid because you took that international. You took that to Canada. It started in Russia. Nah, they're looking with egg on their face right now. That was able to happen for at least a year. Al Jazeera tells you they take money from the Qatari government. They tell you that. TYT tells you they take money from the Armenian government. They tell you this. They're upfront with it. So hopefully that answered that statement, but let's let this continue.
Liam Donovan. So again, just to recap in the indictment, Dave Rubin, Benny Johnson, and Tim Pool were not aware, according to the U.S. government, that they were being paid via Russian cutouts. But the indictment makes it very clear that Lauren Chen and her husband were aware that, quote, it was the Russians in private communications between the two of them. Multiple other circumstantial evidence, guys, showing that they were like, when they couldn't get a response for why invoices weren't being paid, they were Googling time in Moscow as to why all of this was not coming in on time. I mean, at a philosophical level, it's sad, honestly, because it's very clear that the money was just so good that nobody was not asking real questions. So, for example, let's put A5.
Thank you. And this is exactly what I said yesterday. Tim Pool, Tim Pool in the indictment said, I need to be paid $100,000 to even make it worth my while. He's not a victim. And even if they acquiesce, your second question should have been, listen, I want to speak to the dude who's funding me. I want to see him. Don't give me some profile. I want to see him on a Zoom call face to face. He didn't even ask for that. He just took the money and said, okay, you can put up my content. Now here we are. You about to go to DC and talk to the FBI. Damn.
Please, up on the screen.
This is amazing.
This is delicious because at one point they're like, hey, who is the guy? I want to see something about him. And this is literally the resume that was sent to them of some mystery rich man named Edward Gregorian. Now, we don't have full, like the resolution on this is actually quite bad because it comes from the indictment itself, but it says experienced finance professional, investor, deeply engaged in business and philanthropy, leveraging skills and resources to drive positive impact. Just a bunch of complete bullshit, honestly.
And they didn't even Google this man's name. Edward Gregorian. They didn't even Google this man's name and see if he's actually legit.
In education, they say that he had a bachelor's degree in economics, a master's in accounting. He had some professional experience in financial analysis and consulting, but they list some fake banks that he had allegedly worked at. And in general, said he was an accomplished financial professional, Mr. Gregorian. The problem is that a basic amount of research would have revealed that Gregorian does not exist because there was no financial footprint. There was no footprint on bank websites. There was no Google history. I mean, it's basically impossible in the world at this point to become a person who could afford $10 million funneling to these people without having a financial profile at all. It's basically, the chance is zero, especially if you were working in finance, LinkedIn, any bank records, bank websites, even if you were using Archive or Wayback Machine or any of those, you'd be able to find them. And so that should have set off major alarm bells. But really what it is that because we work in this business, those sums are insane. And if you go on the Tenet Media YouTube channel, the videos were getting like 8,000 views. Okay. So just so everybody understands, 8,000 views. I mean, how much do you make off that? Maybe $150? Maybe $100.
Maybe.
If the producers want to correct me, they can, but it actually could be less. It could be like 50.
They say much less.
Oh, okay. See, I don't correct me, they can, but how much do you make off that? Maybe 1,000 views. Okay. And if you go on the Tenet Media YouTube channel, the videos were getting like 8,000 views. Okay. So just
except Tim Pool's. Tim Pool's was actually doing some numbers. He's referring to Benny Johnson's videos. Like, I don't even understand how in the indictment, Benny Johnson was saying how he won $5 million annually. And you look at his content on the Tenet Media website that we showed yesterday, it's in the live. He was getting like, I think the highest we saw was like 10 grand, but that was a month ago. How can you justify asking for $5 million when I, on accident, depending on who I'm talking about, I could hit that number in a day? How do you justify $5 million? Why? Because you're on TV? Then you should have went to your bosses on TV and asked for the $5 million. And I bet you they ain't going to give it to you. You ain't Sean Hannity. You ain't Jesse Waters. You're not even Joy Reid. And you asking for that kind of money. From a dude that you never met. Sounds like you were, never mind.
Everybody understands 8,000 views. I mean, how much do you make off that? Maybe $150? Maybe $100.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
if the producers want to correct me, they can, but it actually could be less. It could be like 50.
They say much less.
Oh, okay. See, I don't even know.
Yeah. Well, and
we
especially
don't have
when you
videos to
consider-
get that low amount of views,
I mean,
so I don't know. But
especially when you consider the amount of production.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly. The production value. And
I read through this entire indictment, which was enjoyable, to be honest with you, because some of the details there, again, are really quite entertaining. People were raising at the time, like at, you know, the Tim Pool and whether it was Dave Rubin or Benny Johnson, like they want all this money. There's no way this is going to be economic. And the Russians come back to her like, no, we're good with it.
Right.
It's like, okay,
I guess they were
so
just
what
like,
are we doing
okay.
here?
I mean,
and the other funny thing about the fake resume, so whether Benny Johnson or Dave Rubin, whoever was the commentator that was, you know, raising these questions and was asking like, hey, you know, I can't find anything about this guy. Like, can you send me something? And so he gets this farcical resume pack.
Yes, yeah.
And the one concern that he raises is somewhere in the buzzword gobbledygook that's on this resume, it references social justice. And that was the one thing that he was like, whoa, I don't know.
You know,
I don't know.
I'll speak up for him. That is a red flag, right? Because if somebody has that on your resume and you don't know anything else about it.
Of all the situations, that was the red flag.
For me, the red flag is the money. I'd be like, hold on a second. You're going to pay me $400,000 a month to post 4 videos. And each of those 4 videos, you're going to get 8,000 views. So you're going to make maybe a couple $100 at best over all of this. So what's in it for you?
But you know, the fact of the matter is, and you can speak to this probably better than I can, like there is a lot of ideological money floating around in right-wing circles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is like sort of in defense of them that, you know, there's all these billionaires who want to have their taxes cut. And so even if they don't, and $10 million is nothing to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so even if it's the posting of that one video isn't economic, they're engaged in a broader ideological project that they believe is going to pay off for them over time. And so, I mean, that's what's crazy is like, obviously we don't swim in these ways. We don't take money from any. It's like all dependent on you guys and, you know, like really important, obviously, that we do those things. But that's why when I read through this, it feels so preposterous because that amount of money just being thrown at you to do 4 videos a month is insane.
Well, I'll speak to a couple of things.
Yeah.
The first is the way that we set up our business. I'm extremely vindicated on this because for people who, you know, we've spoken about this some at length, but we are 100% financed by our premium subscribers through our subscription program and then programmatic advertising, which is placed on YouTube or podcast ads.
That means we never talk to an advertiser.
Never spoken to an advertiser.
Period.
In fact, the only input that we have is that in certain categories that we don't want. So we could actually make even more money if we're willing to have like shilling credit cards or any of those other things play.
If we were just willing to read ads on our podcast.
Well, so that was my next thing. So then the next phase of that, and this is where, you know, there's been a lot of pressure always from any people who are involved in business. So they're like, well, you know, you can make 5 to 10 times more if you were to just read ads. And we're always like, yeah, but you know, should a guy who's bringing you the news really be reading a ball shaving ad? Like, I don't really think so. And by the way, that is where.
Wait, you didn't want to do a Manscaped ad? I heard they pay a lot of money. Hey, before we get back to this Biden falling down the stairs, let me see. Well, when Biden fell down the stairs, you know, he hit everything, but I'm sure he didn't hit his bees. And you know why? Because he shaved them with the Manscaper. Well, first off, that would be pause, sir. And number 2, I understand why you don't want to do a ball shaving ad. I understand. That's kind of weird. Like I've seen some channels and his dudes talking about, yeah, I got the cleanest cut I've ever had from Manscaped. Like, why are you telling people this? Like, get back to your content.
Where the most money is, or Blue Chew, or any of these others. If you're a comedian,
hey, Blue Chew. Hey, now. Blue Chew might have. Never mind. They might have wanted you to take it and then give a testimonial. So I understand.
I totally get it. That's fine. Get your bag, you know, but whenever you're in news, like it's just different. And so we never chased outside revenue. And that's part of what I see here is that when you're out there and you're making deals with gold companies and shaving companies and all these other things, maybe it doesn't seem as preposterous that somebody wants to pay you X $100,000 a month. And that's just in the private sector. Remember, these guys are getting millions and millions of views. Like, let's be real. There's a lot of money floating around. And then secondary to that is what you identified. And this is where I'm going to give them some defense and also just some criticism here of the DOJ where it's not 100% fair. How many people do you guys know who are on YouTube or elsewhere where you just suspect maybe these people are getting paid by Israel, by Ukraine, by, I mean, anybody, by Qatar, by Dubai, the United Emirates?
We've already said that. And trust me, YouTube knows. They're just waiting for the Department of Justice to say something. They're just waiting for the clip they're just waiting for that clip email. That's all they're waiting for. Yeah, clip that channel now. We good. We got something on to clip them. They do that all the time, but okay. They're getting paid. That just shows they don't have integrity. It is what it is. That's why we call them grifters.
Arab Emirates by anybody who has a vested interest in influencing US politics. In fact, I have it on good authority that there are several so-called war YouTubers who are out there who are directly on the payroll of the Ukrainian government and or cutouts of the US intelligence community. You know, we've covered, and we will get to this in terms of secret Israeli influence operations, Qatari and influence operations, Iranian perhaps influence operations, where the DOJ obviously is very particularly singling out this Russian scheme of $10 million. Now, is that an excuse? No, because here's the truth. People with ethics or people with scruples like us, we would never do this. We would never even be in a position where a deal like this even gets presented. Yeah. Because our representatives are very aware. They're like, no, it's not on the table.
Not on the
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, I would have a lot of questions beyond like, why does it say social justice if someone's trying to throw that kind of money at you? That's immediate red flag. And we wouldn't even be in a position to field those deals. You're exactly right, because the people we work with know that we would never ever even consider going down that path. But I mean, the thing so your point is correct. There's obviously very selective enforcement of these laws. And if it's, you know, friends, then of official friends of the United States, then okay, no problem, fund whoever you want, run whatever influence campaigns you want. We're going to talk more about that when we talk about the sort of broader operation that they're conducting here, the DOJ is conducting under Merrick Garland. No doubt that it's selective enforcement, but also the specific thing they're accused of, not Tim Pool, not Dave Rubin, not whoever, but these Russian nationals are accused of. I mean, it obviously is illegal and should be illegal if the allegations are correct. Because not only, I mean, they adopted pseudonyms, they created a fake persona, they laundered this money through shell companies. They were in these Discord producer chats, like under pseudonyms, pretending to be people that they weren't, to manipulate this coverage. Like it is really dirty and nefarious. And the thing that disgusts me too, Sagar, is like, you know, every time we have some opinions on Ukraine, on Israel, on what we've been accused of, taking money from this regime or that. And so when you actually did it, you give so much credence.
Well, I was going to get to that. I'm really upset about it.
You give so much credence to these arguments that anyone who has a view that's not the like official U.S. mainstream narrative. Oh, well, they really have a secret agenda. They're really, you know, a useful idiot, like apparently Tim Pool and Dave Rubin and Benny Johnson.
I said this last night, and thank you to Crystal for vindicating me. When Ukraine and Russia popped off, y'all were here. What did I say? I stand with Black America. I'll keep the victims and their families in my prayers. And I kept it moving. When goddamn Hamas and Israel popped off, what did I say? I stand with Black America. Prayers to the victims and their families. And I kept it moving. I don't even do that content anymore. So y'all can't tell me that I'm getting paid by somebody. Ain't nobody paying me to show for either side. Hell, I've given all four of those sides hell. I've given them 2 big middle fingers. Because that ain't our problem. That's someone with integrity. I understand it's news. But like we proved with Russia and Ukraine, the less you talk about it, the less the U.S. is going to care about it. And what happened? It was on TV for about, 3 months? And then it disappeared. They don't even talk about it anymore unless there's something significant that needs to be brought to the forefront. We don't care.
And that's even though, you know, like I said, I find the details sort of amusing. I also am like disgusted by it because it gives so much credence to those bad faith attacks that anyone who dissents on the Ukraine war is actually being paid in rubles by the Kremlin or whatever.
Exactly. And that on Ukraine and on Israel specifically. I mean, Lauren Chen was somebody who was very vociferous about dual loyalty accusations and about, she actually spoke about free speech for Hamas protesters, one of the very few right-wing people who was doing that. And now everybody who is pro-Israel is dismissing her out of hand and is like, look, she was actually the one guilty of dual loyalty at the time. And guess what? They're right. It's actually true. She literally knew, according to the indictment. Look, maybe she has a defense. We haven't heard it yet. I've looked for statements from both her and her husband, nothing about what the allegations are true or not. That's a real problem. You know, also in the independent media space, like you were saying, questioning Ukraine, how many times have accusations been leveled here? Oh, you're a Russian propagandist. It's like, well, apparently not a good one because I'm not getting paid. You know, be nice. You can buy a pretty fancy Cybertruck, I think, for some of that money. But this is the issue, is that now.
Sagar, that was, for those who don't know, that was actually a shot at Tim Pool. Tim Pool, if the timeline reads up, when he started getting that money, he bought a Cybertruck. He literally tweeted it. I think he tweeted March 1st. He got a Cybertruck. So did you pay that with Russian money, sir? That one video you uploaded and they paid you the 100,000. Did you run out and go buy an Elon Tesla Cybertruck? Did you do that? Because if you did, and they could seize that, sir. So your next tweet will be, they took my Cybertruck.
All of independent people, especially people with dissenting views, are going to get smeared to high heaven by all of these, you know, who knows, the Mueller she wrote, empty wheel, all of these lunatics, literal Russiagate obsessed lunatics. They're having the greatest field day that they've ever had. I even see, you know, generals, people like Mark Hertling over at CNN. He's like, this is the tip of the iceberg of the Russian propaganda machine and all that. And they're going to take this kernel and explode it out to anybody who has a dissenting view. So I guess if any other independent creators and all that are out there, it is so imperative. Actually, the onus is on you. And I don't think it's fair, right? Because what CNN is paying its bills with pharma money. So is Fox News and all these other people. And they don't have to answer any questions because theirs is legitimate and legal. And that's all cool. Yeah. But they take political advertising dollars and literally go to the campaigns and sell them airtime. Apparently that's fine.
Remember,
you know?
was it Saudi or one of the Gulf monarchies where they directly took a bunch of money and did a whole vertical that was just like, you know, propaganda for that country? Remember that CNN did that? Of course.
CNN, or remember CNN Turk? That's actually a whole bag of worms and nobody.
I don't know anything about that.
My point is just, they don't have to answer for all the sketchy hundreds of billions that they take from, you know, major corporations, financial interests, gold, Viagra, and all these other places. And, you know, that's a double standard, but it doesn't matter. We're up against a system, and the system will use this to try and smear and destroy you. You've given them more ammunition than they could ever want, you know, and from now on, that's just going to be the classic thing that people put out there. Why don't we get to the statements?
Let's put Tim's statement up, this A6. By the way, you mentioned Lauren Chen hasn't put out a statement, at least when I was looking yesterday. She hadn't. I wonder if she's worried about legal jeopardy. Because
so I spoke to Brad Moss. Yeah. It was like, she's in big trouble. The fact that she didn't even get indicted this time around is kind of astounding, and maybe she's cooperating with the government. But yeah, I find it hard to believe. She was retweeting people and posting as of like 11 hours ago, whenever they're getting indicted.
She's done. She's done. She'd be stupid to say something right now. Anything she says is going to be scrutinized as a lie. Her next statement needs to be to the FBI.
Indictment came out.
Yeah.
So how is that possible?
Right. Well, because again, there's no allegation that Tim, Dave Rubin, Benny Johnson, Lauren Southern, these other people did anything wrong. In the indictment, they say, look, they had no idea, right? But the indictment alleges that Lauren Chen and Liam Donovan did know, and referring to them as the Russians, and were deceiving Tim Pool, you know, Benny Johnson, Dave Rubin, et al. So yeah, I do wonder if they're in legal jeopardy. Anyway,
they are in legal jeopardy, madam. They are. They took the money. They didn't ask the question. Tim Pool literally said it in the statement right here. I didn't know. Sir, somebody gave you $100,000. What do you mean? You can't play ignorant at that point. You got to ask questions. You need face-to-face. Your business. Tim Pool is so stupid. I want y'all to understand this. He's so stupid. He didn't put his whole business in jeopardy. Businesses in jeopardy. They can take everything. You fool. If they find out, I'm serious, if they find out in any possible way that you took this money and you even had an inkling of where it came from and you still took it, they will call you a criminal enterprise and seize everything. You will get RICO charges. They will take the coffee shop, the skate park, your compound, everything. They'll take your beanie, sir. And you'll be in a 2-bedroom apartment trying to figure out your next move.
Tim's statement, he says, my statement regarding allegations and the leaked DOJ indictment, by the way, he corrected that. It wasn't leaked. It was just like officially posted on their website. Right. Anyway, should these allegations prove true, I, as well as the other personalities and commentators, were deceived and are victims. Cannot speak for anyone else at the company as to what they do or to what they are instructed. The Culture War podcast was licensed by Tenet Media. It existed well before any license agreement with Tenet, and it will continue to exist after any such agreement expires. The only change with the agreement was that the location of the live broadcast moved to Tenet's YouTube channel. I and TCW never produced any content for Tenet Media. Never at any point did anyone other than I have full editorial control of the show, and the contents of the show are often apolitical. Examples include discussing spirituality, dating, and video games. Yeah, that's what he's known for. The show is produced in its entirety by our local team without input from anyone external to the company. TCW is a separate company, not associated with timcast.com or other properties. It exists solely for the production of the Culture War podcast. That being said, we still do not know what is true, as these are only allegations. And then he goes, Putin is a scumbag, Russia sucks donkey balls, the journalists who wish to jump the gun, create their own narrative, or lie about what is currently going on. You can eat my Irish, etc. So that's his response, basically really trying to be like, no, I promise I wasn't taking, this was all my own idea. This existed before this Russian influence operation, and trying to
Tim, be a good American, get back the money.
Put some distance between himself and Tenet Media. I mean, listen, in a technical sense, yes, you are a victim. You were also getting millions of dollars to do this, so it's hard to cry your river.
That's the problem about the whole. I mean, you were bamboozled. It's true, but I mean, let's be real. There are a lot of people who were bamboozled who also should have. Whenever somebody gets conned, you're like, I feel bad for you, but also it's like, really, you really thought that an Indian guy on the phone, that he was from Microsoft, you're supposed to give him $50,000. Yeah, but
really? In this instance, you're not getting conned out of money.
No, 100%.
You're making millions of dollars.
That's my point. Is that it's like, okay, yeah, technically yes, but let's be honest here. Yeah. Benny also put out a statement. Let's put this up there.
Kind of similar vibe with him.
Statement on the leaked DOJ indictment.
Listen, Bob, the beanie will be the star witness. That prosecutor finna come raise up out of their chair. They're gonna put the beanie on the stand. The beanie gonna put the tassel on the Bible. Claim they're not gonna talk perjury, and the beanie finna snitch on everybody, every hair follicle, and the ones that disappeared.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! It's perfect.
Again, not leaked. A year ago, a media startup pitched my company to provide content as an independent contractor. Our lawyers negotiated a standard arms-like deal, which was later terminated. We are disturbed by the allegations.
Which we proved yesterday was a lie because he had videos up there from 2 weeks ago.
Today's indictment, which made clear myself and other influencers were victims in this alleged scheme. My lawyers will handle anyone who states or suggests otherwise.
I have Dave.
Again, this is Benny Johnson, the person who said, I need $5 million.
Rubin statement too, which we don't have an element for because it came out later, but he says, statement on the DOJ indictment, these allegations clearly show I and other commentators were the victims of the scheme. I knew absolutely nothing about any of this fraudulent activity, period. People of the Internet was a silly show covering viral videos, which ended 4 months ago. The DOJ has never contacted me regarding this matter. I have no intention to comment further. This screenshot from the indictment speaks for itself. Has never contacted me regarding People of the Internet was a silly show covering viral videos, which ended 4 months ago. The DOJ has never contacted me regarding this matter. I have no intention to comment further. This screenshot from the indictment speaks for itself.
Dave Rubin, you tied Rumble to this bullshit. The government can take it. I don't think they understand what they're going through. Your lawyers are lying to you. The government will take, if they get RICO, they're taking Rumble. They're taking locals. By the way, something that you should go look up on the SEC website in regards to Rumble. Who financed that deal? You just put major financial corporations on the hook for this now. Now they're going to get investigated. Rumble is on the stock market. That's all I'm going to say. I don't think y'all understand how deep this goes. But again, this is Con Inc. They don't think that far ahead. Dave Rubin, how much of that money did you put into Rumble, sir? How much of that dirty Russian money were you paying content creators on Rumble, sir? Now they're roped into it. You got it.
And he screenshots a part of the indictment that talks about the fact that Lauren Chen and Liam Donovan, who ran Tenet Media, that they worked together to obscure the source of the funding. So basically saying, like, listen, they tricked us. They knew, they were lying, and it's really on them, not on us.
Why didn't you ask? If you knew they obscured it, why didn't you ask or terminate the deal before it got started?
To be the implication of screenshotting that particular part of the indictment.
I mean, look, they did trick them, right? And Lauren and Liam, I mean, honestly, sorry, if this is true, you're scum. You really are, because you not only, knowingly took money from a foreign government, you also put other people in a position where now they're named in a federal indictment. And look, I mean, this is the other thing. Do they have to give that money back? Like, what do the clawback things look like from the department?
Yeah, it's called restitution. They're going to ask for that money back. They're going to make them pay restitution on this. And if they can't pay, they're going to take their assets. That includes Tim Pool's beanie, and that includes Dave Rubin's signed autograph picture of Larry Elder saying, "Welcome to the con side." We have a country to save.
Department of Justice. This is literally foreign cash that has been watched. I don't know what that asked. I asked a couple of lawyers. They said it actually depends on what the government is going to do. If you're the DOJ, you probably hate all these people anyway. You're really going to give them a free ride. And it's not like that money has already been put in the bank and probably paid to employees. Like, you could be setting yourself up for a very serious problem with the U.S. government. The other thing is too, with Lauren Chen and all of them, if they haven't even been arrested, then what are you? Did you roll up? Like, did you cooperate now? So now you're both, cooperating with the government, and you were not even a useful idiot. You knowingly conspired with a foreign government. This gets back to integrity. I mean, I remember at one point I was approached, I think it was Al Jazeera, and they were like, oh, there was some stupid thing that they were trying to do. And I was like, hey, no offense, I'm sure this is fine, but you guys take money from the Qatari government. I'm like, I don't take money from foreign governments. They kind of took offense to that, actually. They're like, that suggests that we're not independent. Like, it's not about that. It's a conflict of interest. I don't do that. I wouldn't even take money from our own government if some national State Department thing was like, we wanted to give you a fellowship. I'm like, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
And that's what you kind of have to do in this business, is to bring it back to the ads. We could retire several times over. We're willing to read Manscaped ads. Just not going to happen. And does that make life more difficult? I mean, I guess in a sense. But the point is that when you're up against large forces who are going to try and destroy you, then you should definitely have a lot more scruples. I mean, for example,
you have to be unimpeachable.
With Dave Rubin, to look at some of these Tenet videos about Dave Rubin, it's getting, 8,000 views of him being like, why South Park is real life. And I'm like, bro, like, seriously? You really, really believed you were that this was making $100,000? And, I should say this, Dave has happy to accuse people of being pro-Hamas and all this other stuff, right? So it's like, bro, what do you think happened? Who's paying for that fancy little studio down in South Florida? And, if some of this is all unfair, I'm just saying, like, it's not like they have all this charity when they're accusing other people, especially Dave. Benny, who I know on a personal level, I believe that he didn't know any of this. Tim, I don't know him as well, but same thing. The problem is just that the integrity is so important for independent media. And now, of course, all the Russian pro-Ukraine people are pulling all of these clips of them who are doubting, the narrative or whatever. And the integrity is so important for independent media. And now, of course, the problem is just that the integrity is so important for independent media. And now the problem is just that the integrity is so important for independent media.
That's the realest thing. That's the realest thing that Cigar has ever said. The integrity of independent media is so important. We've all told you in this sphere how much money they've offered us to coon, and we said no. We could be doing Tim Pool numbers if we cooned. We could be doing Roland Martin numbers if we cooned. Legit million. But we rather get it out the mud being who we are, authentic and integral.
And now, of course, all the Russian pro-Ukraine people are pulling all of these clips of them who are doubting, the narrative or whatever in Ukraine. And they're just saying, look, they were literally on a Russian payroll. You've discredited anybody in the independent space. And to that, that is actually what pisses me off the most about this entire thing. Because again, for all of them, we all know what the actual dollars and cents look like, right? We know what the dollars and cents are supposed to look like. And when something changes orders of magnitude away from them, your bullshit detector should be very high. Now, if it's a Silicon Valley American investor with a page and they're like, well, our plan is to start small and go big. Maybe, even though it's a little weird. But yeah, it's a conceivable plan. But nothing about this makes any sense whatsoever at all. And that's the problem.
A fundamentally uneconomic proposition, you have to ask why.
Yes, yes.
Why?
Yes.
Is this like I am obviously being a tool for them for something. What is it? Right. And, maybe if it's an ideological project you agree with, maybe you can live with that. But to just, be placated by this phony resume and not ask any further questions it's embarrassing. Like there's no other word around it. And not only have you provided ammunition for, people to come after any independent media creators, but you've really discredited your entire body of work. Because, people are sharing all the many tweets of Tim Pool saying like, it's civil war. And like, oh, gee, I wonder why Russia was interested in having like this particular commentary sponsored. So yes, this was a relatively, short-lived, it wasn't a long-term media project or partnership or whatever. They'll go to great lengths in their statements to make it clear that this was a short-term project, they've severed ties, whatever. But if you think that people are going to segregate off this one narrow slice of your commentary from the entire rest of your body of work, like, I'm sorry, they're not going to do that.
Yeah, no.
You've called everything that you have ever said into question. Whether that's fair or not is a different story.
I don't think it's fair, but that's the issue is that, when you're up against the type of people, like especially you and I know on Israel, that is the red line, right? And on that one, they are having the greatest field day of their lives. I see them all with the witch hunt already began. See, her anti-Semitism was sponsored by the Russians. See, this was clearly an effort to discredit the glorious nation of Ukraine. And it's like, no, these are legitimate points of view. And also though, it is kind of interesting because it does show you where the true like Russian agenda, people always say is pro-Trump. Lauren Chen was actively trying to get people not to vote for Trump. Like she's just a chaos agent. She was like, she's one of these like repeal the 19th people, like don't give women the right to vote.
I'm really not that familiar with her.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard her name.
I know of her. I was catching up. And it's funny, there are actually people out there, this conservative commentator, Ashley St. Clair, who was on a podcast several months ago, asked about Lauren Chen. She was like, I think she's getting paid by some foreign influencer.
Are you serious?
Which is astounding. Yeah. She was like, I really believe that. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So credit to her. I wanted to give her a shout out because that's kind of amazing. And she was like, no, a lot of these like pro-life people who are online trying to rally the vote against Trump, she's like, I think they're foreign ops. It turned out to be right. And she specifically was talking about Lauren Chen. So yeah, that's another couple questions about maybe some of these other pro-life activists who are doing that. But I'll just wrap on this. There are a lot of people out there getting paid a lot of money. Russia was certainly one of them, but Israel is also certainly one of them, and Ukraine and Qatar. And so, look, if the DOJ wants to indict all those people, I'm for it. I really am. Get all that money out of there. We'll be sitting here clean as a whistle.
Yeah.
And that's, that would be satisfying. But I also know that this is selective in terms of the outrage, in terms of where people are going to be looking, and in terms of the discrediting for all time, that will follow from this. And I think that's actually a real tragedy for the independent media space.
Why you got?
I know a lot of these people.
Why you got to give the resistance libs so much ammo, guys?
Yes.
Why?
They're having such a field day. They really are. So.
All right. Well, there was that. JM, you could be right, but here's the thing: they're doing it correctly. If people are willing to invest in them, I'm sure they're vetting everybody. Like they even said it in here, their representatives are the ones doing the deals. I'm sure they get emails every day saying, hey, we're willing to put a couple $1 million into you. Okay. Here's the number to our representative. You talk it over with him. You talk it over with them. Let them, if they think it's worthwhile, then they'll tell us, and then we can all sit down and hash out the details. But anyway, we just wanted to bring that to you guys. It's late. I'm fixing to go to bed. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I'll try to be better next time. Well, I know who ain't gonna be better next time. That goddamn Lauren Chen, huh?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Con Inc. is burning in front of everybody. Get your graham crackers, Hershey bars, and marshmallows. We will have s'mores on the couch. I will see y'all maybe Saturday, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a few hours. I don't know. We're going to talk about that Candace Owens versus Rabbi Shmuley piece. So y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.
Wait around, yep. Smart, yeet, and get out.
Time's up. But did we have a good time here? Hello?
At the end of the day gotta end.
Get your money up, not your funny up. Big fucking move.
That's it.